Back at it again. Corpus Christi Originals in the house. Real quick, get a shout out to Vago Burger and BBQ. Straight up stoner food. Check them out. 4701 Barrera Drive right there in Molina. Appreciate you guys for joining the show. Today we got Ill Niño. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Yeah. We got over here on the right hand side, my right, we got Laz, Miggy, Dave, and Rizzo. What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man.
Thanks for coming through the show, man, for real.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it, man.
Dude, it's dope. Marcos came through, and then he invited you guys. Like, what? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. And then we got...
Steve Marcos lied to us, man. He told us they wanted the OGs, man.
Oh, no.
We were all souped. Yeah, that's right. We're the OGs.
Yo.
We're talking,
You guys ain't just the OGs. You guys are from the friggin' east side of America, bro.
That's right.
New
York,
Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah,
New
bro.
York City, grew up New York. It's a Jersey-based band built in Hoboken, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Union City.
Is that why you wear that type of hat, Frank Sinatra?
You know, this is actually New York made hat right here. You know, I'm faking the funk.
You're never gonna get a prouder motherfucker. You're never gonna get a prouder New Yorker ever in your life.
Then I
You
relocated.
might as well get a New York tattoo on your
Hoboken,
forehead.
Frank
son.
Sinatra. And Dave.
You gotta get a New York tattoo for real. That's your next tattoo.
sooner or later, he's gonna
Just
come to
look at
Texas.
me, man. I fucking spew New York.
Dogs every day.
Only this Grace Papayos of Brett's Dirty Water Dogs.
And this motherfucker's whole New Jersey boy right here.
Yeah.
Everything's Jersey.
Yeah, I love y'all's accent, man. It's dope.
Thank you, man.
Can't forget our guest co-host, Nick Lopez.
Nick,
What up, Nate?
Repping Ill Niño for many
Tell him your
years,
real
brother.
name. Tell him, yo, my name is Nick the Dick. Dog, what's up?
All right, we got, hold on.
Oh, shit.
We got the master of the house.
Hey, what's up, brother? How
This
are
is Dusty, you guys. This is his spot. This is his
Oh,
spot.
What's up, my man?
So, yeah.
Cumbia electronic, dude. One of the pioneers, bro.
Yeah, some stuff.
Man, it's a pleasure.
New metal band back in the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hell
We were
yeah.
both in new metal bands. He was a DJ in one of the bands. I was a guitar player in one of the bands.
Yeah, that's sick.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
definitely.
on.
Badass.
Nice meeting you, brother. Nice
Thank
meeting you,
brother.
homie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So speaking of the early days, man, you guys, so the early days, looking back, what specific moment or turning point made you realize that the band was going to be successful?
So getting that offer after 3 shows, right? It was like after the 3
Yeah,
shows.
we
and
did.
the
We
new
did. We
formation.
did one show actually, and then we had the record label Roadrunner Records come down. Mike Gitter and Case Wessels, which is the owner of the label, came down to check us out at the second show, and we had to we had no band basically. It was just 3 of us at the time, and remember that? Yeah. And we had to just cultivate a band out of our asses, you know.
Gothic Slam?
No, that's 19. No,
Propane?
you're talking early.
That's way back.
Well, here's a little fun fact. You ready for this one?
Yeah, come on.
The original El Nino guitar player was actually the lead singer of Gothic Slam.
Yeah.
Lasted for
Danny
a few
Gomez.
months, but he is nonetheless the original.
Yep.
You know,
Danny
the
Gomez.
plant, when the seed was planted.
But we, had a meeting with Mike Gitter, and Mike's like, "Hey, I want to see the band live because they don't sign any bands unless they see them live first, you know." And we came back to him and to our old singer, and we were like, "Man, we need to get a fucking band together. We don't have a band." And me and Laz were friends for years, and Laz is already working together because he had a recording studio, and I was working with his band because we've been friends since we were teenagers, and I was producing his band, Broomhilda. And I was like, "Yo, come play bass for us because we need to do a showcase, you know." And then basically we stole members from other bands. From we got Roger, he's a percussionist originally and a singer in another band. What's the name of the band he sang for? Roger.
Reconstruction and Bay of Pigs.
That's right.
Dope.
And we basically were like, "Yo, man, can you fucking play with us?" And he's like, "I can't commit."
Dope New York band.
And we're like, 30 days. Give me 30 days. If we don't have a deal, you can fucking bounce. And then
Damn.
we got Jardel. What was Jardel's band?
Point for Hope.
Point for Hope. Went to see him play in Newark, New Jersey, and he was fucking a badass motherfucker. So we were like,
much
dude,
energy.
come with us 30 days again. We did our show at the Birch Hill, right?
That's right.
And then we did a show at
Snow Core. The Snow Core
Snowcore
was the
with
one.
Biohazard and Kitty.
Wow.
WSA.
Stick 'em in all.
Yeah.
And then that was the end. That was the end of that. And we got a 5-album deal out of that.
Did you know that you had to change it up and put some of that Latin stuff in there?
We already had.
Oh, so it was already part of
Yeah, the demo that we actually handed in, we already had tons of percussion.
Damn, so it
and
was
tribal
already
shit.
wow. So you didn't have to like say,
Yeah,
okay,
we even
have
did that
to-
in El Nino.
El
The
Nino.
original,
Yeah.
the original
Yeah.
formation before it became Il Nino with our original singer for El Nino. His name is Jorge Rosado.
Yes,
He was a
Marauder,
hardcore-
right?
Yeah, from Marauder. And we already had like Latin percussion, but it was more metal and it wasn't really active rock at all.
awesome.
And then we just turned everything into like an active rock band, new metal band / tribal
yeah.
percussion band. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When I would go listen to to stuff on CDs, I grew up on CDs and some kind of tapes. I would always look at the band members, and I would look for the one that had the Hispanic or Latino last name. Like, oh, there's representation there.
Yes,
Yeah.
You guys are all. And then the dudes from Texas, like I start seeing their last names, like, oh, there's more relatable. You got Leal and Miggy's last
Sanchez.
name, and then I see y'all's. I'm like, that's Latin, bro. That's not Mexican, like like us. So is y'all's roots from South America or?
I'm South America. Well, Laz is
I'm
Puerto Rican.
Dominican, Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
from New York, born and raised. You
I was
know.
born in South America. I was born in Lima, Peru, and I came here when I was 9 years old. And yeah, so
Yeah. So is that
a lot of the the album cover, the first album cover was a make believe mummy made out of clay, portraying a mummy that was found in South America back. Remember that?
You know, I'm so disappointed because I'm learning now for the first time that the mummy was fake. I thought it was real.
hey, we got to provide some
think
type
you
of
know somebody, huh?
documentation.
It was a girl that they found with her legs crossed. You remember that in Colombia? I think Colombia or Chile. And they found her, and I was like, "Fuck, that's fucking gnarly, man." They fucking mummified a girl alive. Like that was fucked up.
Crazy. So
And
you're
that was impactful. So I was like, "Let's do something like this." But obviously, for copyright, at that point, it was like a National Geographic. It was all these different books, and for trademark issues, we couldn't use it.
no way. Wow.
And if we did want to use it, they probably would have fucking raped us on the price.
Damn.
So we had a guy, Clay Patrick McBride, correct?
Yeah.
Put it together. I can't believe I'm remembering all these fucking names from 25 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
But
bro.
he actually made the mummy out of clay, and it looked exactly the fucking same. I mean, after you saw the pictures, I was like, wow.
Is this the inspiration behind like the name of the tour they all are on now?
25 years of Latin metal
Latin-
is 25 years of us bringing, Latin metal
That
music.
style.
Yeah.
They're
Because
on-
there's really no bands that are doing it. There's like two fucking bands.
Yeah.
Really. One of them being the original Puya from Puerto Rico. And
Sepultura.
Sepultura is not really Latin.
Yeah.
They're more
Oh,
tribal.
the
Tribal
Yeah,
Brazilian
tribal,
rhythms, you
but
know.
they're not Latin.
And they didn't start out with tribal stuff either. It was more like thrash type of
Yes,
stuff.
Yeah, it started with thrash, and they built into like the
It's
whole,
in the
the whole
roots out.
Brazilian
Yes.
tribal, like actual tribes. That's
Yeah.
what they worked with. But,
Nice. It's
yeah.
awesome. The evolution of sound. Ill Niño sound has evolved significantly over the years. Can you pinpoint specific albums or songs where you feel the evolution was most prominent and explain why?
I think our third record was the more prominent. Was when we found our real sound, One Inch on the Ground. Revolution was we all just basically gathered and bit a little bit of everything. Latin music, metal music, new metal, even some hardcore roots. The flamenco style that he brought to the band, which brought it over the top between the percussion and the flamenco style. That's what separated us. When our first record came out, 2 months in, we're doing 6,000 copies a week. We're doing 25,000 records a month.
Wow.
And then we went up to like 9,000 records a week. Towards the end of that album cycle.
Was it like time for that to come out? Would you say, or it was just that was like you just threw out there and we'll see what happens?
Yeah, it was experimental, of course. Like anything else. You like this, you love this, and you take stuff that he likes, stuff that he likes, and you put it together, and you come up with a formula, and it fucking works for us.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. That's awesome. What's up? Shout out YouTube, Raul Garcia, Daniel Adame,
Adame, what's up, dog?
Hey, that's our homie. Adame.
Francesca. What's up, Mama? Thank you for joining
Down
the
there,
show.
put down the bottle, dog. I better not see you like I saw you in Vegas a couple of days ago. My man was. No words explained.
Could you delve deeper into the one or two of the moments that explain how the milestones have shaped the band's trajectory?
You mean like an actual tour or a moment?
Like a career milestone. It could be.
A couple, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, is a milestone is the fact that we've been around for freaking so long, man. I mean, 10 years was a milestone, and I never even dreamed of 5. Because I knew the nature of the music business. I try to play everything like it's my last, and I'm still trying to play everything like it's my last. Of the story is you can't kill this fucking band, and you know it's bigger than any one of us here in this
That's when the new
band.
album,
You know,
the new title, Immortals.
that's right.
That's a sick ass fucking title. I was telling Marcos on the last pod, dude, that's a sick ass fucking title.
Thank you, man.
Sick ass title for an album.
Yeah.
And then just to have,
You know,
see
for
Mark
a
come
little
back,
while
too. Holy
there,
shit,
you
dude.
know, that was also something. You know, we didn't know where this was going to end up, and Immortals was probably how we were going to come back out and throw it down.
Yeah, but like he was saying, Marc Rizzo coming back to the fold was definitely a turning point for us as well.
Wow.
Because
Oh, that was the cherry on top.
reunited.
No kidding, bro.
Yeah.
We reunited the original fucking lineup, you know, and now you got 3 OGs in the band instead of 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even Danny Cotto being in the band, he's in the band, but he's got other family situations that he's got to take care of. So he tours when he can, but he's on all
He's
our
part of
records,
our
and
Ill
he's
Niño
part of the Ill
family,
Niño band.
you know,
That's crazy,
for
bro.
sure.
All day.
But one milestone, and I'll tell you, is me personally was when we did Ozfest, and we in 2002,
Yeah.
and we actually got to play with all like people that we looked up to, you know, like we actually played with some crazy fucking band, like Curves Down,
You know,
Slayer.
just being on the
Ozzy,
side.
Slayer.
Slayer.
It was fucking
Ozzy.
nuts, and we were like,
Slayer.
dude, we're fucking.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Our record was out, not even 6 months.
Right. At that time,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
6 months.
just, yeah, not even a
It
year.
was not
6
even
months.
6 months, and then we fucking were in Ozfest, and we're like, wow, we're sharing a stage with all these
Slayer.
motherfucking
Holy
icons.
crap.
You know what I mean? And we brought it. I tell you that we fucking smoked on
Damn.
that tour. We came out like we were fucking like a life depended on it.
You know
what
how
I
it
mean?
is, man. When you see those Latino boys walking
Oh.
down, man.
We hard workers,
We
bro.
bring it. We bring it, man. We just bring it.
Yeah.
All the angst
Yeah. All the angst.
comes out on stage.
How do you feel? How do you feel about all this, Miggy?
Dude, it's dope, man. It's been a dream come true for me. So I really have nothing bad to say. It's been like, it's kind of hard to describe what happened, how it happened. But the journey for me, going on 3 years, almost 3 years now,
We met at a buffet.
at the local Golden Corral.
Hell yeah.
He took the last steak, and I was like, "Hey, man, I think I
know
out."
you.
It's out.
no more. You
Give
eat
your
too
money
much.
back. You go.
But nah, man, it's been such a dream come true, dude. It's been an amazing journey. It's
Nigga's been such a positive force in the band.
Yeah.
You know, and his positivity and his hard work. Yeah, he's a perfect fit for this band.
Great vocalist
Absolutely.
too. We seen you in
amazing
Berlin.
vocalist.
Extremely
Thank you,
Austin.
talented. Extremely
Yeah, it was great,
talented.
man.
And him and Marcos work great together, you know, like
Yeah.
it's like you couldn't rewrite this shit. You really couldn't rewrite it, you know. Mark coming back, you know, fucking Miggy being second
Yeah.
vocalist and percussionist. And just the way everything is evolving. It's like we're
I
supposed
love
to be that way.
Yeah, I love playing with these guys. These guys are all great. I mean, Miggy is just not extremely talented, so right out the gate, you know. But he's also happens to be probably one of the most genuine human beings I know.
Yeah.
You know, who's
But he's
just
very touchy feely. I don't like that.
he does. Yeah.
No Diddy, though.
Un abrazo.
No me toques.
But these guys are all dynamite fucking players, and they're so creative. You know, Marco's voice. You know, I mean, these Ill Niño songs are being sang like Ill Niño, like they've never have been since we recorded. So to
Some songs
listen,
are- and they're in key.
so you know, it's just a pleasure. And then you know, everything just lined up. You know, the stars lined up, and even our reunion with Rizzo. You know, it was just like
That was
It's
that
like
was
the
beginning-
universe-
the beginning of the new beginning. for sure.
somehow the universe just made it this way. I truly feel that way. It was
Yeah.
an energy that just brought us together.
Yeah, because nothing was
And the
forced.
timing, you know, the timing, everything that we just
which is
worked
right.
out.
It was fucked up. Nothing was forced.
Right.
It just
Nothing was
everything
forced.
was just laying in front of us, and that's the fucking path we took. And it was like, what the fuck? That's so weird that
Yeah.
he's available. We want him in the band. He wants to be in the band, and then we move forward, and then like he's available. Marcos decided to, you know, put Shattered Sun to the side and concentrate on El Nino, and that's what we needed. You know, it's like when me and him spoke at first, we're like, yo, this you have to be 100% all fucking in, because when we come out, we come out. You know, we don't fuck around. Like, we go on tour, and a worldwide tour, and we put records out. We do it for real. If I'm gonna ever do it fucking half-ass, I won't do it at all. I'll stay the fuck home.
How do you find yourself like getting past the old singer gone and the new singer coming in? Is it something that was easy to get over, or is it something that's still
Yeah, for
sticking?
me, it was. You know what? It was inevitable. It was inevitable.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah, it had to happen. It's like almost like the best way that I can put it is like, you're married and you just do not see eye to eye with your wife, and it has to be done. It has to be done. There's things that cannot be repaired.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you listen. It's part of life, you know, and it happens, you know, and just sometimes it's just the way it is, and then you know, you accept it, you move on, you know, betrayal comes, and you know, you can't let it hold you down.
When I heard Marcos was singing for the band, that was a big part of me wanting to be here too. Because,
Really?
I was a big fan of Marcos' vocals and Shattered Sun. I toured with him. You know, we used to hang out a lot, go to bars,
Yeah, right on.
party. You know, and so when I heard he got the gig, and I was like, this is dope.
Crazy,
Part of
bro.
this, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
As a fan, when I first saw that, it tripped me out. It's like
Yeah,
the whole news came out. I was like, what the fuck?
And again, I think Mark coming back, like if Christian was still in the band, he wouldn't have came back.
Yeah.
True.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
Would you care elaborating more on that, or is it something?
Nah, just you know, I'm excited for the future and working with Marcos. You know, and Miggy here. You know, these guys are killing it live vocally.
Yeah.
So you know, it's exciting.
It's cool, man.
It's a joint effort on all angles. You know what I mean? It's like
Dude,
Laz said, you know, when we're as strong as we all are together. You know, as a fucking band.
In all honesty, you couldn't write this like a better book. You know, I feel like I'm living like
good,
what a
man.
wonderful story that
Yeah.
you know. And don't get me wrong, one of the most uncomfortable situations in my life
Yeah.
was dealing when those guys separated and they started creating a fake narrative.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know fans are turning on you. Fans that I've seen, you know, grow up with us. You
Somebody
know,
trying
people
to
that I've
basically
taken
steal
care
your name
of.
of your band.
People that
Yeah.
people that I've taken care of, you know,
Right.
and nourished them and made them feel a part of us, turn on you, you know, that hurts, you know, and so that was a lot to bear at the time, but it was like, you know what, we're just gonna fucking drop bombs.
Have you always had that type of attitude, or I mean, has your thought process in that way changed? to have that
Absolutely,
kind of-
I never had that kind of betrayal in my life, you know. All my friends, the majority of my friends are my friends I grew up with, you know. We have each other's backs, you know.
Right.
That's the school I come from. You know,
The reality is you can tell good people from bad people is when, how many old friends do you have? You know what I mean? Usually people that are not fucking good people don't have many
They don't
old
last.
friends.
Damn.
or any friends. How's
You know
that?
what I mean? So, and
Crazy, bro.
I'm still friends with all. I mean, Les is my childhood friend for 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right
We
on, man.
met at 2 years old, man.
At a buffet too.
Same hospital.
When we were two.
These guys are gonna be in a nursing home together.
You ever seen the movie Life? That's Dave and freaking.
Crazy, bro. Wow. Dang. So songwriting dynamics. You've spoken about the collaborative nature of your songwriting. Could you share a specific example of a song that came together in an unusual or particular memorable way?
Just typical, you know, Niño fashion. I mean, Mascara was the first song we released.
Well, Sunday.
Second. Yeah, but I mean, it's first
reading.
After
real
we got
impactful
the name
song.
back, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first song.
Yeah, and Mascara. I mean, everybody puts in, man. You know, the
Yo,
whole
Mascara came out, and you know, even like stepping away though, just to add, man, that just amped me up, man.
Wow.
That-
Too.
that
When I
came
heard
out.
the new stuff, I was like, "Yo, this is
I
great."
was
Seriously,
all
wow.
or nothing. I was like,
Listen, man,
this
I'm
is-
getting
I like
chills
this-
just thinking about
I like the new stuff actually better than the old stuff.
Dude, when that
honestly.
fucking breakdown comes in, when Marcos comes in with that fucking yell, son of a bitch,
yeah.
dude. I got chills, bro. I was like,
Yo,
fuck
that
yeah.
killed it.
Crack,
And that,
you want to crack skulls,
Yeah.
man.
so when Mascara came out, that's when the fan perception of the band started, you know, changing. It's like, yo, you can't shit on this band. This shit is dope. You know.
Yeah, it made me
So
more
if,
be
if
part
you're
of
just gonna shit on the band, you're just talking shit, and then people were calling you out for talking shit.
Yeah.
You know, it actually started creating a whole new interest for the
And
band.
let me.
Well, I want to add one more
Yeah.
thing because you know there was the one more thing that, and then so you know it's like a triumphant return, right? And then a few months later, Mark rejoins the band, and we drop another single, and just that listening to that solo on that record is just, to me, it's making such a strong point.
Oh, God.
This is
Is it
over.
over?
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like-
this is over.
Yeah.
It was really like, yo, this is
what gelled
over,
it.
and what that to me was the nail in the fucking coffin.
I was
It
surprised to
like-
actually hear a solo. Does y'all stuff doesn't have a lot of solos? Would y'all say
It
that?
doesn't. It
No.
doesn't. Even that's even the early stuff.
Yeah,
But it's,
I charge per note, so that's.
No, hey, he got a lot of notes too. You got-
Got a lot of notes.
I got bills to pay. So
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people don't realize that Marc Rizzo is not just about the lyrics and all that stuff. It's the other little things that he does that it layers on top.
how much money you give?
You
him?
know that just. Well, I'm giving you. I'm giving
Sing
you
it,
the
brother, don't
ingredients
stop.
of-
Don't stop.
Yeah. No, I mean, because I you know, listen, I'm a fan of music, you know,
Yeah.
and when my own music fucking drives me, when I don't even see myself in the band, I just hear the music, I just hear what it makes me feel, and you know, it's speaking to me when, and I think that that's sincere, it's
Yeah.
genuine.
To me, when the whole change happened, I went to a time where, you know, the lawsuits came and blah blah blah, and we retaliated and fucking crushed motherfuckers, right? And it was a little bit like saddening in the beginning because it's like, this is people that you took care of and that you looked out.
Very sad.
Damn.
And then you know, they turned on you, but and you know what? I wish him the fucking best. I really
Yeah,
do.
listen,
From the
God
bottom of
bless
my
him.
heart,
God bless him
I
all.
wish him the best.
Yeah, God bless
Because
him all.
I couldn't be any happier on what we're fucking
Yeah.
accomplishing right
Yeah,
now.
I can't
We're on-
imagine life any other
We're on
way.
all major festivals. We know we are on every festival, on all the Danny Wimmer festivals. We're in Incarceration. We're on fucking, you know, what's the other one? No, what's the other one we're on? Incarceration, Aftershock,
Aftershock.
Louder Than Life.
Louder than life, yeah.
And, you know, these are not, there's 1,000 bands that try to get on these festivals, and they hone it down to like 70, 80 bands.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And we've gone all 3 festivals this year. You know what I mean?
That's
So
dope.
yeah, so I mean, it's for us, it's like we're not going fucking anywhere. You know, whoever and I was gonna say before when you interrupted me was, anyone who said anything has always turned around a month later, 2 months later, and started kissing ass.
Damn.
You know, because they're fucking keyboard jockeys. People talk shit, and then they try to get a rise out of you, and I just tell them to fuck off. And then we just say it with our music, and we come on, we're like, what do you got to say? Like, are you going to talk about all the festivals that we're on, all the tours that we're on, or what do you want to talk about? You know,
had a scenario last night.
20 million fucking streams. What do you want to talk about?
like I said, I like the new stuff better than the old stuff, honestly. And that's, you know.
How do y'all handle creative differences? There's disagreements within the band. Can you describe a specific instance where differing opinions led to a better final product?
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everyone has different styles and different things they want to bring, but everybody brings something to the fold. And there really isn't arguments. You know, there's more like, hey, I have this idea,
Yeah.
and you're free. You have free reign to bring your idea in.
Yeah.
Are y'all comfortable enough to be like, hey man, it's not jiving? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
you have to be like that, right?
Fucking thick skin.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, this is the way life is. Not just music business, but life is that way. You can't
try
take
to
tell it like it is.
criticism. Then why the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah, and this band though, we know we don't just knock it down. We want to try it first, and then see what we can do with it first. You know? Because if someone's very adamant about a creative idea, I think out of respect, you take into consideration and do all you can.
Even when
to-
when he says I want to try it, I already know I'm going to say no. I let him try it.
That's true, though. That's true. But no. But there's a sense of maturity. To answer your question, there's a sense of maturity. It's like coming into the band, like with the new record. There's a lot of stuff I got to have input in and do some stuff. It was dope, but I know at the end of the day, this isn't my band. So out of respect for the OGs, if they say, "Hey, man, it's not gonna work," cool, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna-
Yeah,
Cool,
you
I'm
know,
gonna
gotta
plug
do-
myself in.
But I think there's a lot of musicians that lack that type of maturity where it's like, yo, you can tell them no without them getting.
I mean, listen, everybody in
anything
our
above.
band is
Yeah.
a world-class player. So,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of whether the idea works for Ill Niño. That's
Yeah.
in the Latin metal genre, if we can make it pop.
Right. So y'all obviously have a certain sound. Is that the reason why y'all decide to have like side projects? Because all of y'all got stuff going on the side.
Just everyone is just musical, and they fill up their spare time with music. You
Right.
know, I mean, that's just what everybody here does.
I mean, his band Relent fucking amazing band.
Yeah.
You know, and like and all the stuff that he does and all the solo stuff that he does. I mean, he goes out and tours on his own.
And when I'm home, I'm producing, a lot of bands, a lot of local bands, some national bands, a couple of hardcore bands from New York that I work with.
Just a part of the game, a part of the musician.
We all know our priorities. We all know where we stand, and we communicate. We talk about shit and let each other know, like, hey, this is really important. I got this coming up or whatever, and that's cool. And we try to work around it, and we do what we can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how do you feel about the other members having? Because there's some bands that I think you were mentioning in one of the interviews I was listening to, how I think it was Soulfly or whichever band, Machine Head, or I can't remember which interview, but they didn't want y'all to have side projects. Is that how it was?
Soulfly, right?
Yeah, that probably, but I don't remember ever saying that, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know what? It was a rule. I was listening to his interview. He was saying when he's with Machine Head. So I was listening to a lot of y'all.
About that.
Yeah, I was just trying to kind of get a grasp of
Yeah, all good.
y'all's underground, so it's awesome, man. Wow, so the latest album, y'all have the 4 that are out. Can you discuss any tracks that have evolved significantly from their initial versions and what changes were made?
It's 100% Ill Niño. The stuff is definitely a lot more modern. You got to keep up with the times, man. You can't just put the same album out over and over. Yeah. It's just, we're not fucking AC/DC.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. They're super fucking talented, and that's their thing. There's like a lot of bands like the Ramones that just have the same song and the same song in 50 different ways, and it works for them. And all those fucking songs are great. You know what I mean? It's fucked up. It's like, but yeah, we have to move with the times. You can't just put the same record out again. That's why I think that we incorporate everything that we've used before: Latin percussion, samples, flamenco guitars.
I mean, that's something that we always aim for on the record, a natural evolution of the band from album to album, give them a different flavor.
It's definitely a heavier album. It's definitely heavier. It's definitely hookier, and it definitely touches a lot of different styles, It covers the entire spectrum. There's songs on the album that are heavy as fuck. Mm-hmm. There's songs on the album that are super memorable and very, very mellow, singy, know.
Well, were you going to say something, Mick?
No, I'm thinking about we were jamming the stuff on the bus, like just the rough of what's coming out. And
oh, nice.
It's so dope. It's
Don't tease
dope.
me like that, dude. Don't tease me.
Yeah, I don't think people are ready for what's about to come out.
No, we're not ready. They ain't ready, bro.
I know everyone says that. It's like the cliche thing, but I'm like looking back at the history of the band and knowing what's to come. It's like, bro, this will be dope, man.
Themes play a big role in your albums. How would you go about choosing? How do you go about choosing themes? And do they reflect any personal or global issues you feel passionate about?
Themes in songs writing, or themes as
like
titles?
It could be like a song, or it could be a whole album.
It depends what whoever brings that to the table. I mean, sometimes we may be in the writing process, or he may bring an idea to the table, or Laz, or whoever, and then we kind of work from there and move forward with that idea. Yeah. And then if it turns into something else, sometimes it turns into something that's what they wanted originally, and sometimes it doesn't.
It's a compromise, but that's at the end of that compromise.
That's the key
equals
word.
Ill Niño.
That's the key word, including
compromise.
When Mark and I and our past single, we were doing all the stuff for Revolution. It's the same thing. There's compromises, because you're never gonna see eye to eye on every fucking riff and every single arrangement. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. There's never gonna be two of the same person.
Do y'all compose in like the same key every time? Like, do y'all find yourselves in the same key all the time?
No, we change it.
Go different keys.
Change it. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the albums,
drop C on Revolution, right?
Drop C,
C on Revolution.
Yes, and Confession.
Now we're down to like B, and some stuff down to A.
Yeah.
Sometimes and some stuff to G.
Yeah, the new record's got a lot of drive.
OG, that's why. OG.
We find that chicks dig G.
Oh, right.
No. He likes playing leads because he thinks that girls like leads.
Well, leads are the most important part of a song. Everyone knows that. Get through the chorus,
everybody knows it's the
verse,
bass
and
groove.
Get right to the solo.
Yeah.
If it was up to him, it would be like lead, verse, lead, chorus.
Again, I get paid per note, so do the math,
Get comfortable. I'm doing the lead. Man, so so we'll just talk about. I didn't have you in here, Mig. Man, I thought you were gonna.
Good, bro.
Dave Chavari, we got Laz Pina, and then Marc Rizzo. We're gonna kind of touch on you guys stuff. Dave, leadership role. You've emphasized the importance of leadership within the. Well, you can skip that. Can you share a specific example of a decision you made that was particularly challenging, but ultimately beneficial for Ill Niño?
Not being with the ex-members. That was a decision that, believe it or not, and I'll say it out in the open, I don't really give a fuck. It was something that I wanted to do much earlier. And because of this man, because he's more the pacifist, he tried to keep everyone at bay. And he was like, hey, give people chances, you know. But I mean, how many chances can you
I
give
did
people?
that for 15 years, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Bro, I would have been freaking pissed if they were trying to take the name from me, dude.
Yeah.
I would have been freaking like,
Of
oh
course.
my god.
I mean,
How
like,
do you-
how do you look at somebody in the face of a band that you began since day one? You know what I mean? And try to through the, you know,
So
See,
crazy.
not only
I'll
that,
leave it at
bands
that.
were saying that shit.
how do you
too,
do? But it's okay. But you know what?
It's like
okay
Zach
because
Wilde trying
you
to
know
steal
what?
Ozzy Osbourne's
You know
kid.
what?
you
It's
know?
okay because to me, I try to be positive about it. It led us to being here,
Okay, yeah.
and that's all I give a fuck about.
Right.
The present, the past is the past. I'm cool with it. Whatever. It happened. It happened. It made me a stronger person. It made me more fucking.
You move on. Bro.
Yeah, you move on.
You move on. You go to the
Yeah.
next step.
And I
next
think,
stage in life.
but believe me, that happened in fucking 2019. I was trying to make it happen since 2015. Things were not good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
did you ever like have like actual physical fights at
No,
one point?
no, we never.
Ah,
It never got like that because more
Speak for
growing up
yourself,
than
bro.
now.
You had some experiences like that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Long time ago.
Yo, the midget bites, yo. So.
how do you integrate? So your drumming technique has the style has changed from since the first album to the newer album. Like the first one was real like I want to say soulfly-ish. I don't know what to call it or whatever. How do you integrate diverse influences into your drumming for El Nino?
Again, you try to keep it modern. You know, you have to have an open ear on what's happening in music, as well as, you know, how far are you gonna dissolve your style by not stepping away from your original style and still keep up with the times. And that's really important. A lot of bands, they try to copy
Somebody
other
else's
bands,
stuff.
or,
Okay.
or drumming styles, and that's fucked up. That's stupid because you're just taking away your originality and just throwing it down the fucking drain.
Damn.
You know?
Well, so you really got to practice at it to
No, you
figure
just
out
have to
what
be
your style
you have
is.
to be mindful, and you have to be prepared. You have to really look at your playing and be like, okay, what the fuck is needed for this song? You know, because it ain't about me. I'm not trying to fucking show off. I could give a fuck about showing off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So balancing roles, both the drummer and the leader, what strategies do you use to manage these roles effectively, especially during times of band
A lot of
conflict or
yelling.
stress?
I was literally about to say that.
No, you know what? It's just again, you just have to be somewhat organized mentally. You have to have a drive. You know?
You know, getting everyone on the same page, you know, if you discuss your ideas prior, you know, and plant the seed so that later on it doesn't stray, you know. So I think if everyone stays on the same page, which is difficult in itself.
Communication is super fucking important because you know you don't know what other person's thinking. You know, like even like I don't talk to him for a month or whatever. I still text him and say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? And the same thing with me and Miggy talk all the time. Me and Laz talk all the time. Even if we go 30 days, 40 years without talking, you always check in. Just check in. They're your fucking homies.
Do you ever look at it like, I want to talk to this
never.
guy?
All
for
the
my band,
time.
not for my
All
band.
the time.
You know, I'm always working back home. I work with a lot of young bands.
Cool,
and
man.
when it's hard for me to answer the phones, and it always comes when I'm the busiest and I can't like tend to it. You know,
And he knows I answer all the time because every time you call me, what am I doing? You always get mad at me. I'll answer every time.
Eating?
Exactly.
This guy, I'm just gonna start wearing diapers at a fucking early age. This guy's
I always answer.
It's
though,
always
right?
fitting, bro.
I think
Always
we all
fitting.
started wearing
Where am I?
diapers. from
Wait, where's
early
me?
age, so-
The bus pulls up to a gas station. We're gassing up. Who's the motherfucker that's missing? This guy taking the
There's a
shit.
saying in
Because there's no number
Spanish.
2 on the bus, dog.
There's a saying in Spanish. Listen, there's a saying in Spanish. You guys speak Spanish? That says, así como el mulo, así caga el culo.
Nah, that's not true.
That's not true.
I get
This
motion
guy.
sickness on the bus, so my stomach's all messed up.
Why don't you just shit on the bus, dude? What's the problem?
Oh,
I don't play enough leagues
Yo.
to have enough money to pay for the fee.
Yo, it's
can't
the
shit on
bus,
them.
right?
You
It's
know
not
that.
the Whataburger, the KFC, the ramen noodles.
Yeah, that was
dope.
The coffee.
Yeah, how do y'all like take actual food on the bus, or do you like stop places to eat? I
no,
mean,
we eat out a
Both,
lot.
Both, right?
Yeah.
No, we eat on the bus.
We have a fridge. We have 2 fridge on this thing.
You hear that?
Microwave.
2 fridges we got. Ill
Yeah.
Niño. 2 fridges. Both fans got one.
Once-
We got 2.
Once Miggy, that's a big M in front of it.
Shout out to everybody on
The other one's
YouTube.
mine,
Thanks for,
okay?
thanks for
Fuck
joining on YouTube, you guys. Thanks a
up,
lot.
What's up,
everybody.
Adrian? Lori, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, Daniel Adame, thanks for checking the audio for us, man. How's it sounding, man? Sounding good? Yeah, that's what's
You
up,
guys are
man.
using those Mexican microphones.
get
That
them
shit's
Yeah.
not working.
Duct tape on the- Yeah.
Rizzo. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Laz,
Again,
do
you guys check out a Vago Burger BBQ 4701 Barrera Drive.
All right.
Get the Turdzilla or the El Guapo.
Tell them to drop off some barbecue.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Dude,
just
this
fucking good.
yeah,
Did you say
good.
El Guapo?
it's not El Vago. Yeah,
fucking love
it's called El Vago Burger and Barbecue. It's not traditional barbecue. Like he'll put dude, it's not
It's
healthy
exotic.
food either. So he'll put patty, chopped brisket, a layer of brisket, cheese,
Got your fucking name on it.
and then dude, you would love dude. Oh my god, yeah. I'll show you all the
fucking
pictures
Disney
here.
dog. Like,
Buck showing us the pictures. Bring us some
I'll
fucking food.
call him. I'll
Dude.
call him and see if he can bring you guys some for real for the
Dude,
show.
that'd be
It's
dope.
like, why are
Yeah.
you calling us a pit dog? It's like, come on.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
It's
I'll
like
give him a
opening
call.
up
Should
a
have been
fucking
in Guapo,
Playboy
man.
magazine,
You got to
bro.
be brave to eat that stuff.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, bro.
It's like opening up a fucking nudie magazine. Like, check out the pictures,
All right,
dog.
right.
You see Miggy in the
Wow.
restaurant with the menu on there.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So Laz, you've been playing bass for the band since its inception. So your bass lines, do your bass lines at all shine at all, or what was I going to say? Can you share an example of a song where the bass line came
We call it
first
the secret sauce.
and significantly influenced? So I guess like if you're a bassist, you're probably a producer too.
You know what I mean? I just put my flavor and I try to groove. I think that throughout the years of playing with Dave, I started just it kind of molded me into like bass and drums marriage. Follow that kick and snare. So
Oh, right on.
I always think of the rhythms differently. Not trying to play guitar parts, but mainly trying to
That's the
groove
key.
with drums.
He brings a
Gotcha.
Latin essence to his bass playing, and that's what I think also adds to the Ill Niño sound, just like the flamenco stuff.
So y'all have to have that kind of chemistry as being
Yeah,
part of the band.
of
Would you
course,
say
yeah.
that?
We all know it. We all know. So we've been playing for so long together that we kind of know how we're gonna play. You know what I mean?
Right on.
It's a weird to explain. Like I know some notes. I know what he's gonna take something sometimes without even talking about it.
Yeah, it's just the
you know?
chemistry y'all have had
Yeah,
since
it's been so
forever.
fucking long.
So tour memories. Can you tell us about a particular challenging, rewarding tour experience that had a lasting impact on you?
We can't talk about past sexual experiences. Sorry.
But we can talk
Well,
about.
married, no, I'm kidding.
There's again those experiences of just playing with some of your heroes and some of your favorite bands.
Okay, I tell you one experience
Yeah.
that I know you bugged out on when we played Rock and Ring, and we played with The Cure.
Yes.
And I know because he's a huge. I'm a Cure fan, but not really.
Right.
This motherfucker's a huge Cure fan, and I remember him coming up. He's like, "Dude, The Cure's playing right across from us."
shit.
We just finished playing our
We
set.
finished our set and they started.
Wow, bro.
Took your bass and fucking started running.
I literally just ran from the stage from
awesome.
after the show and ran to that stage and danced to
Get
the
a golf
Cure
cart,
all
motherfucker.
night long in
I
my
stayed on the
sweaty
bus and listened to
clothes.
Slayer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
We played with Slayer.
We
yeah.
played right before Slayer.
That was
That was in Italy.
Oh, Ozfest. No, we did all of Ozfest in Europe. Remember? We
well,
went on before
yes,
Slayer
yes.
like 5 times. I think.
Yeah, and let me
For
tell
me, that
you-
was a dream come true. Slayer's.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you like.
Metallica was also a big
We're
deal
playing
for me. Playing
before
Metallica
Slayer.
download.
Like we're playing right before Slayer on the same
Right
fucking
before
stage.
Slayer, bro.
Nice.
Same stage.
Touring with
How
Megadeth. That was a good one, too.
intimidating, right?
Intimidating, but exciting. I mean,
Exciting.
the minute we were done with our
Metallica
show, I
in
was
France
side the stage watching.
We just opened up for Metallica in France. Help us.
That was
you
dope.
know.
Which we done
We
download.
We just
also,
did.
those
We
were
just did a
dreams,
bunch of
you know.
shows with Megadeth.
That was amazing.
You know.
Dude, all these festivals y'all are hitting up, dude, are fucking
Merciful
insane.
Fate, that was
We just- we're-
So
we're-
so this is your first time really seeing all because they seen it
They seen it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, my first year in the band was like immediately we did US, immediately to Europe,
right
Europe
into
tour.
it.
It was like, yo, what the heck? 100,000 people looking at you. You're like,
And
what?
I used to fuck with him because I know like Marco's a little nervous, nervous, and I used to fuck with him because I don't get nervous anymore. I haven't gotten nervous for fucking 30 years. And I fuck with Marcos. I'll be like, yo, there's 80,000 people out there. So he's like, don't fuck with me, dude.
Yeah, listen,
80,000 motherfuckers don't fuck up. They're
You wearing your
looking at
diaper
you.
today?
Wild, bro.
it brought a new excitement for us. I mean, for me especially, you know, watching the New York cats or even Miggy in France, you know, looking around like,
Wow.
what do I eat? He was like, what do I eat?
He's looking for a bathroom.
Where's the bidet at?
And they'll be like, oh, be like, dude, there's a hole on the floor. How do you shit in here? The way France is.
There was a dope,
toilets.
there was a dope
Yeah,
tour
yeah.
And
moment.
there's like a hole on the
No,
floor and
crazy.
it's porcelain around
Oh
it.
yeah, and you gotta pay.
You gotta pay.
And you gotta
Break
pay.
off.
Yeah, you gotta pay. Put your back against the wall to take a fucking dump. What the fuck, man?
Miggy and Marcos had never even seen a bidet.
They spent a lot of time in the bidet.
We're not gonna talk about that.
The water fountain?
there.
You just hear, woo!
Dude, that water
dudes
tastes
are
kind of
like,
funny.
They came out with
Fun.
shiny asses, bro. I don't know.
A bidet? What is that? I gotta try it.
We got a bidet on the bus now, actually.
Got that shit
Stop.
out.
Dude was telling me the
man.
other day, like during COVID, it was like, man, I ain't gonna wait for this toilet paper to run out. I went out and bought a bidet. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, but I just took it out, man. I wasn't using it anymore.
Throw it out of the way.
There's so many tour stories though. We'd have to have a whole nother podcast just on tours.
Yeah, there's been
Yeah, yeah.
good. It's just been everything has been it's been uphill. You know, since the inception, the new inception, everything has just been positive to positive. There's been no negative shit. You know.
So you're saying you were saying that about the newer guys coming in that it kind of helped you guys, like I guess like spark or whatever.
yes, it
It's a
sparked
new
that
excitement
excitement
to the band because
Yeah.
everything's new. You know.
Felt like you're doing it all over again, and it was a certain magic.
So like newer sound, newer music, newer
everything.
collaboration.
New
newer
everything.
everything.
new attitude.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, before, and I'll say it again. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
Right. But the last 10 years when we were in the bus, it was like, it was a fucking, you just walked into the bus and you sighed because you're like, oh, here we go again. You know what I mean? It was just like not a good vibe. And, you know, you've dealt with that shit yourself. And, you know, and you walk in and it's like, oh, man. But now it's like you start a tour and you know you're going to have a good fucking time. We're going to go out there and crush. That's everyone's main concern, to go out there and fucking demolish, you know? But the 23 hours that you're not on stage are a lot easier when you enjoy people's company.
That's right.
And when you're fucking friends with people,
Wow.
and you can have conversations, you can have meals together.
Yeah, and
you
there's
can
no
fuck
tension.
around.
you know?
That's good for
Calm
that's
down with the meals, okay?
wow. That's yeah. I can.
But
see
it's a big difference, man. You know, it makes you not want to go on tour. When you're in a situation, the last 10 years, 8 years of the band, I would say from 2010 on, it was just a fucking chore.
you had
know-
to do it. Like you had to
It's a
do it.
chore.
Like that's
It's
your
a chore. It's like you have to deal with the same fucking personalities that you don't want to deal with.
yeah.
And it is what it is, you know?
Damn.
You go through it, you go through the motions. But now it's like, okay, it's not a chore. You're having a good time on the road. Everybody's out there to do the same fucking thing, you know?
But oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys got a tour bus, man, and you leave your families at home, right? Like, I mean, how do y'all deal with that? Like,
Dave brings his, so he's good.
Yeah.
Bring
Oh,
my
you're-
family with me, yeah.
so he's good.
Yeah.
I started a bus company about a year and a half ago, so I own the bus that we're in right
Oh,
now.
dope.
And I own a couple other buses. I have some big clients.
That's pretty
And
cool.
yeah, so I'm able to bring my family, thank God. But I mean, I paid my dues, man. I did 30 years of touring without family, so
Yeah.
and now
It's time.
Yeah, it's
I'll
time.
tell you something though. I mean, I have a 5-year-old boy, and it is hard to leave on tour and leave your son behind. You know, it's always painful. You know, I can cry like a baby every time I have to say goodbye. But in the long run, you know, I just want my son to, you know, be an example of something that I'd like him to be. Don't give up. You know, sometimes you got to do, you know, the things that you got to do to make things move. And I want him to be proud
Be
and
a
say,
provider
hey,
for your family.
that most importantly, I have to provide,
That's-
and I, you know, and hopefully
thing.
he'll understand when I miss certain events, you know, which sucks, you know, but that's part of the nature of this. But I hope that maybe it'll make him proud, and that sacrifice will be worth it in the long run.
Is that something that y'all learned from your parents?
Absolutely. I think we're all, I mean, if you look at our friendship, and the relationship we have with our families, which is why we are family oriented and why we're still friends, I guess. It was just like Dave, I don't know Dave just like that. He knows my whole family. He knows he's also friends with my brothers. He's been to their weddings.
They're like my brothers, and
the
his
same
parents
with
are
his
like my
family.
parents.
You
We
know?
hung out many Thanksgivings, many family gatherings.
So
we're family.
we're a family oriented band when it comes to that kind of relationship.
Same
We
thing
have
now.
respect
Now that
for
these
each
guys
other.
came in, we know their families.
Yeah.
So we invite them in. It's like hang out with us. We want. That's what we want. We want to come.
Yes.
The friendship of everyone. Breaking bread together. It's fucking important.
Absolutely.
A lot of bands-
Why is that important to you? I mean, just
because it's
the
it's a,
connection.
it's a family gathering. Really, it's it's like there's nothing more important than family. Period.
Yes,
No matter what the
yes.
fuck, I'll quit. I'll quit today if I had to with my family.
When you started the band, did you look at the band like that? This is my family, or did it?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And that's why I treated them so well.
Yeah. Listen, I want to remind this because Dave has been in a bunch of bands prior to this one. From Gothic Slam, Laz Rocket, Propane, MOD, and even Soulfly. And and in between all those bands, he always went home and gathered up the local troops to try to put a band together because he didn't like just being a drummer in a band. He wanted a band where everyone had a say,
Like a
and everyone
community?
felt included.
A lot of times I didn't feel like
Yes.
things were fair. And when I started the band, I was like, we're all in this together. Like it needs to be even. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. Yeah, just it's crazy.
And he finally got it right. I tried to talk him into just staying in Soulfly. And I'm glad he didn't listen to me. Because I've seen every single band, since, that he's been in. I thought, just take the gig and do your job, and I was like, little did I
wasn't
know
ready to
that
do
I
that.
was,
You weren't ready.
No, fuck no.
You knew it.
I just knew. I was always, like the member that was like a paid guy. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
damn.
So I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to do and I had a vision for doing something that, again, how many bands, have Latin metal with flamenco guitars
Right on.
and congas? And,
Do
one?
you talk? Yeah. Do you share about why you originally left to go join Soulfly?
They
Do you
kicked
share?
me out. These guys.
You kicked them out.
Yeah, no, that's not true. That is not true. He keeps telling that same story.
They told me I didn't
Stick
fit
to
the-
it, bro.
I didn't fit the height requirement.
Oh,
Yo, what the fuck?
You didn't do Soulfly until about a year later. You were also doing a new project, a solo records. Mark was busy doing all this shit, and then he landed the gig with Soulfly.
Yeah.
Shit, for a long ass time too.
Yeah, a
right?
long time. Yeah.
18 years or something like
18
that.
years.
Yo, I gotta ask Mark. a
Oh,
question,
you know
man.
what? Before we say anything, I want to send a shout out to one of our boys, Sal. Sal Dominguez, who's
Dominguez,
right
yeah.
now, trying to hold it down together. And want to send him a shout out that we're thinking about him, and
Absolutely.
We love him and we miss him.
Expect a speedy recovery, and
Oh, he was hospitalized,
oh,
or would you say that?
well, right now he can't be with us because he's just dealing with a lot of issues, from
Yeah.
health issues, and
And you guys respect that.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Sounds
Sounds
a
back.
good fucking dude. I met
Yeah,
him.
he's
with,
a great
Farmer
dude, a
Garden.
great brother of ours, and it will forever is down with our familia.
And I also, we brought back part of our familia, Jess.
Jess. Yeah.
Yes,
You
and
know,
I was
Jess
going to get
Ahoy
to
was
that.
like
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Oh, the
Jess,
Jess.
No,
No, the
Jess.
guitar player.
Okay,
the guitar
okay,
player.
okay.
Sons of Texas.
The
Yes.
original,
Okay.
original revamped lineup was
Oh.
Jess on guitar.
wow.
Right before Rizzo came in. So now Jess is back. So Jess and Rizzo.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
it's an axe attack, man. I said,
Wow, you guys are loving that, ain't y'all?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty crazy right now.
It's fun.
Yeah,
man.
bro, it's awesome. So
Jess de Hoya.
so Riz, you actually learned flamenco and classical to bring it specifically into the band.
No,
Initially?
it's crazy how it happened. I just basically, I always studied classical and flamenco and was a big fan of that stuff. But by the time I joined the band, like in '97, I was really concentrating on studying flamenco with a couple different teachers around New York and New Jersey. And it just kind of happened. I was like, I'd love to try to incorporate this. I was a big fan of a band called Candiria that we used to play
wow.
with all the time.
Great
And Candiria used to always mix jazz
Wow.
with death metal and hardcore. So I was like, I would love to maybe try to incorporate some acoustic stuff, see how it works out, and worked perfectly.
Yeah, it worked
So
out
it was just
perfectly.
timing, you know. It was weird how that all happened. That all worked out like that.
You as a fan, how did you feel whenever you heard like that style in their music?
Well, see, like I got to shout out to my homeboy Isaac in middle school. He's the one that showed me y'all, and it was If You Still Hate Me. He's like, yo, check out this band, and I listened to it. I was like, holy shit! Like there was nothing I never heard of before, and I was like, and then since that day, I've always been a fucking fan,
Awesome.
and
Thank you,
still
man.
is, you know.
That's wild.
But I do have a question for you, Riz. What made you bring in the backpack as a prop? And also,
It's not a prop, man. It's not a prop.
what do you carry in it, dog?
You know, it's just
I just always wanted to know. Like,
the
You
truth.
collect girls' panties. bro.
The truth is, you know, back when we would do shows back in the day, or, you know, growing up in New York, New Jersey, and going to shows, you know, you would just wear your book bag in the pit because it'd be freezing cold outside. So you put your jacket in there, your keys, go in the pit, slam dance. So like everybody was wearing a book bag, you know, at least I always thought so. And for me, it wasn't a big deal. I just started rocking it on stage. And then I think once we left the New York, New Jersey area, it became a thing, you know. And people just were constantly asking.
I mean, I thought it was
And-
like,
and
you're the
then-
only person I seen do that. So.
Yeah, there was other bands back in the day where people wore book bags.
It feels
you
kind
know.
of comfortable. I've done it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
It feels kind of comfortable.
Yeah. And then I would just keep my shit in it, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes you leave your stuff in the dressing room, you get robbed, you know. So I'd go on
Shit, a
stage with
fucking
my
bag
stuff.
of a sock with rocks in
Yeah,
it.
that too. you know.
Yeah, I'm not kidding either.
I
man.
can attest to that. There's a sock with a rock for sure.
Trying to keep it Goodfellas style with a
You know what's
fucking
amazing
rock-
though is that like the backpack thing. Somehow it's like Marcus is a great guitar player, but I'm sure that even after life in Ill Niño, the number one question always is
Always.
what's in the backpack.
I'm telling you,
Hey, yo,
today,
hey,
I mean, if we had known
Yeah.
that earlier, I think we would have had backpacks in the merch table.
dude.
Mike's-
we do now.
we do now. I have backpacks, you know, at the merch table.
All right, I'm buying one.
But you know, I
Yeah, his
will say,
backpacks. He does the artwork his
Yes.
own hand.
Oh, he draws
you know.
them. Yeah,
I'm an
I heard
artist
he do
first.
artists too.
I'm
Yeah,
an artist
Yeah.
first.
That's
guitar
Oh,
second.
that was first.
You know,
Guitar second.
I have a vision.
Wow.
Yeah, but I will say I stopped wearing the book bag. I stopped wearing the book bag in like 04, and I swore I would never wear it again. But these guys, the new guys, Miggy and Marcos,
No,
and,
'cause it's fucking
Sal, they
real,
begged
dog.
me to wear it. They were like, "Come
Yeah.
on, you got to do it." And I was like, "Dude, I haven't worn that thing in years." You know?
Glad you did.
Is
I
it the
thought
same
we-
one or what?
What's that?
Is it the same
Nah,
backpack? You gotta know.
yeah,
No,
'cause
he
I
changes the
sell them.
backpack
You know?
every
Changes the-
Yeah, so if anybody wants a
He has a
backpack,
backpack too. He has Somali.
Hey, El
So he's
Vago,
playing,
El
and
Vago, bro.
He
He
goes like this
said
with the
what
back of
time
his
and for
backpack,
who.
and then you know.
Yo, you hear that?
El Vago said he says what time and for who.
Woo!
Right meow.
6 of us.
You can't have any because you're making fun
So
of me.
6 of y'all. So 6 of y'all.
Yeah,
Bring
the
some burgers.
earlier the better.
The earlier the better.
Yeah, because we can't go on stage all bloated.
Listen,
Bring it, dog.
it'll be how many of us? 1, 2, 3, 4.
If he's got any merch, we'll wear it. Like a shirt or
Hold
something.
on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm 2 tables.
man.
Me and Miggy, and then the rest of the
The
band.
rest of the guys.
Wow. So man, we've been here for 50 minutes. You guys are awesome, man. It's good getting to know y'all a little bit more. Man, I heard you guys the first album way back. Just kind of lost track of you guys. I mean, I don't know. I had my own journey or whatever. So it's cool to know. Y'all's history is crazy, bro. Like, and I was just researching and figuring it out. I'm like, damn, these guys been through a lot of stuff, and they're still here. Still here. You ain't like you're saying. We ain't going nowhere. Ain't nothing gonna happen. So we're glad you guys here. Is there anything that y'all want to share specifically? Sorry, guys,
We don't, or we do?
that you want to share.
Well, the albums are coming out, you know, end of this month. The first EP, Immortals Volume 1. Then end of July, Immortals Volume 2.
Yeah.
Video is going to be out on Monday for the new single. And, yeah, we're going to be on the road. We got Europe coming up in August and September. Then we got the 3 festivals, Louder Than Life, Incarceration, and Aftershock. And then after that, we are going to South America and Mexico. We have a big festival playing out there with Limp Bizkit in November in Mexico City. And then we're doing like Rock al Parque, which is another huge 160,000 people in Colombia. And then we're going to Australia in December or January.
Wow,
So working that out right now. So we're gonna be busy as fuck till January.
So you set all that up. You set all that stuff up for the band.
Yes.
Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's the manager.
He's the band. Yeah, so I'm saying like it's a lot to handle. That's what I'm saying. Like, damn.
Oh yeah, believe me,
Like,
man.
Yeah.
I
Takes
go
years.
fucking
You put in your
stress.
dues.
Oh, that sucks. Listen, I love it and I fucking hate it. Because I love it because I know it gets us to where we have to get, and I hate it because it's just so much fucking work. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Any upcoming collaborations that you guys might have, partnerships or anything?
You know, I'm trying to make something happen for the second EP to add a singer from Skindred, Benji, on a track. And we've talked about it already. He's ready to do it. But we have to send, the music and mix that song. We have one song in particular in mind for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Alex? What's up, Alex? Hey, you're live, bro. What's up?
Hey, y'all gonna come over here? What?
Y'all gonna come eat over here? I think they're gonna stay over here by the venue.
Okay, because one of the guys that the band is cousins over here, he was asking about.
I'm down to go
Just
there.
bring it. Yeah, I mean, if y'all want to go,
Check, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we can
How
go
far
to-
is it?
it's how far is it from the downtown, Alex? 15 minutes,
It's not
10
far at all.
minutes.
It's about
Less
eight
than
minutes.
that.
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can
Walk?
get a bit.
We can walk.
We
walk?
could drive. You gotta drive over there.
Okay.
We need to get. We're gonna get.
Well,
a
we'll
ride.
figure it out, Alex, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Listen, only you never passes up a food invitation.
They're saying
As
thanks,
you
bro.
can't see.
You're gonna regret it.
You're gonna regret it later.
All right, bro. Yo, man, these guys ate all the brisket, man.
Wow, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show, you
Thank you for
guys.
having
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
bro.
having us. man.
Yeah, it's dope, man. Yeah. If nothing else, we'll say goodbye. We'll say later.
Tonight,
All right,
yo,
tonight we're
yo,
about to
tonight,
rock
House of
house,
Rock.
man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Tonight they're gonna rock out here, House of Rock.
House of
for
Rock.
having us,
Tickets
man.
are low. Get your tickets. Come on
Yeah.
down and hang out.
Don't want to miss it, you guys. Check it out.
It's gonna be fucking crazy
It'd be
today.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane. These guys have put on a show for us, for Corpus Christi. You guys, and they for sure. You guys gonna play "See Una Vez"? Maybe.
I don't know.
Sort of.
Maybe. If you're
Damn, I
lucky.
shouldn't have brought that up.
If you're lucky.
Either way, you guys check out that track. You don't want to miss it online. Check it out on Spotify, Apple Music. That's where I listen to it. But yeah, you guys stay tuned. El Vago Burger and Barbecue, sponsor of the show. Hit them up. Try out the El Wapo Burger, the Fromunda Burger, all kinds of different stuff they got. It's not,
Fromunda.
it's not your average normal
Fromunda
barbecue
deep.
place. Straight up stoner food. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Stay
Peace,
tuned for
peace.
the
Thank
next
you.
one.
Later, homie.
Peace. Amelia.